Alright, now I've created a new geometrical shape using a ruler, a compass, and a divider, and it's not like any of your regular shapes like a pentagon or a hexagon or an octagon, but it's actually called a my money gone. That is right, Sam Bankman-Fried donated hundreds of millions of dollars stolen from FTX customers to politicians and related organizations. The New York Times, Washington Post, and Reuters are now whitewashing his actions, which have ruined millions of lives, propaganda, and corruption in action. We went over this yesterday. Sam Bankman-Fried did financial system a favor, and a new one. Before FTX collapse, founder poured millions into pandemic prevention. So of course, bigger players in power and people with big money always don't get in trouble to the extent of a middle class person or a poor person or anybody in the 99% class. Someone who laundered money, got it over to the Democratic Party, knows that his back is going to be saved no matter what, and you can see it right here in the mainstream media, which is actually interesting because talking about the mainstream media, they always shit on AMC and GameStop. However, right before we start to short squeeze or have a gamma run up or FOMO run up with a lot of volume kicking in and the price skyrocketing, it seems as if the news calls it out and they want to be first to call it out so that the news always looks right? Because the average investor who's not invested in AMC and GameStop doesn't look into market corruption, and what they do is say, oh well, if you're trading the stock market, you have to look at the news and you have to pay attention at the news because ultimately that's what moves stocks, and that is what is right. I'm bringing that up because later on in the video we will be touching on an article talking about an AMC squeeze. But before we enter the full video, I just want to say I appreciate all of the positive comments you guys leave down in the comments down below, and I try to answer every single comment down there. I want to jump right into the video. All I ask in return, it is free, to hit that like button and consider hitting that subscribe button because I want to get to 10K from 7K as fast as possible. Now, speaking of FTX donating hundreds of millions and also laundering money to the Democratic Party, this bombshell report came out that Republicans claim President Biden is compromised by Hunter's foreign deals involving 50 countries, insist their bank accounts were commingled, and White House spent $250K to deflect damaging stories. This is exactly what it seems like they're spending money on to avoid this whole money laundering story that they do not want the press to cover. Also, those FTX funds that were stolen from customers and ultimately stolen from the company and business by the employees were used to purchase employee homes, and the only reason this filing came about is because FTX just had their bankruptcy filing and had to give the full story. And it showed that Sam Bankman, the CEO, actually didn't have any files on the employees of what they were actually doing with the company's money, and it showed that they were actually buying themselves some homes. So imagine working for Walmart and stealing Walmart's money because essentially they don't have files on you and you can just take corporate money and go buy yourself a house. That would just be beautiful, right? Because you get away with it. On top of that, FTX bankruptcy documents show that Alameda Research loaned $4.1 billion to related parties, including more than $1 billion to former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried and 2 executives. Now, aside from FTX, the crypto exchange Gemini is suffering a $485 million rush of outflows amid fear of bankruptcy, and deposits of USDC and USDT just got suspended on Binance. Now, Citadel is launching a crypto exchange after the FTX collapse, and Sam Bankman literally tweeted as what it seems like was a tweet towards Ken Griffin saying, "Ken Griffin, you won this battle, congratulations, there's nothing more to say." And it's pretty much Ken Griffin shit on the Democratic Party, shit on the FTX collapse, and then now it's coming out that Citadel, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Sequoia, Paradigm, and Virtu are launching EDXM, a new cryptocurrency exchange, which is absolutely just scary, and it's horrible, right? If FTX got away with what they did for so many years, the master of all fraud, Citadel, is going to get away with tons more, and this shouldn't even be allowed to be a thing. Speaking of that, this Schwab, Fidelity, and Citadel crypto platform is selecting Paxos for its asset custody on the EDXM exchange, which you could have seen right back in this article, which Paxos actually operates stablecoins on behalf of Binance and uses tokenized money to settle stock transactions. Pilot users include Credit Suisse, State Street, and Nomura. More dots connect. Speaking of Binance, Binance US is planning to acquire bankrupt crypto lender Voyager, who had been bailed out by FTX. So Voyager is about to go bankrupt, FTX bails out them, FTX goes bankrupt, Binance decides, oh, we actually don't want to bail you out because of your books, right? Because of your books, and they're kind of bad. However, it seems as if what Binance really saw is all of the illegal shit that they actually have done, and they were like, yeah, you know what, we're not going to get into this, but we'll actually grab Voyager, right? Well, that's not a problem. Finally, just a little addition before we get into the AMC charts. Republicans gain control of the House. Mortgage rates post biggest drop since 1981, falling to 6.61%. Touching on this, we actually have the jobs report coming up. Either that came out today or it's coming out tomorrow. And finally, this article, before we get into the charts, shareholders are preparing for an AMC short squeeze. So this article says that shareholders are preparing for an AMC short squeeze as the stock continues to trend upwards and break new levels of resistance. The movie theater stock is up 18.4% on the month and up more than 37% in the past week. Volume has steadily increased and even surpassed the average trading volume of 30 million. Well, when AMC ran about 70% and then got halted a few months ago, nothing was actually even covered by the social media, and the only time they actually put out these articles are when AMC is really about to squeeze, which does correlate over to the chart and what we've been tracking with AMC. Essentially, guys, tomorrow's Friday. Don't expect any sort of huge move. I said expect a retracement down to $7. I'm looking between $6.75 and $7 for that retracement before getting that pop into next week. And then levels I'm watching for that run next week are right around this $10 to $11 zone, and then from $13 to $15 zone, and then up here the $19 to $21 zone, at least for the first steps. So essentially this is something that I am watching and tracking going into next week. As for the AMC numbers, it is showing that there is 350,000 shares available to borrow with a 96.3% cost to borrow fee, which is great. It's extremely high and actually started to rise back up from the 65% fee. However, we are losing calls to puts 28,000 to 46 on the options chain, and again, it's Friday. They're probably going to beat the stock down a bit, as short exempts didn't really continue to die down until yesterday, which is really interesting, from 600,000 all the way back down to 100,000. But I think the reason for that is the volume decrease. They don't actually have to suppress it as much as they have. And finally, just a quick checkup on GameStop. 500,000 shares available to borrow. However, the fee isn't coming down, which is really interesting. We know GameStop has a ton of platforms with tokenized securities, so they are probably still continuing to suppress GameStop. However, the calls to puts are doubled and are winning on the options chain as for GameStop, and short exempts are extremely low, down to 2,000 short exempts. Overall, guys, I will be busy for the rest of the day. I'll try and make YouTube shorts, but I'm not going to make another update video for the rest of the day. I will be going out. I should still keep you updated on YouTube shorts. Also, if you want free stocks and a $10 cash coupon, hit the link down below and download Moomoo. Just sign up and deposit any amount. It can literally be a penny. Please do that for me, guys. It helps me out, and it also helps you out just to get free money, so it's a win-win on both sides, just to help a platform that is actually insured. So even if they were to go bankrupt in this huge mess, unlike Webull and other platforms, at least that I know of, this one is insured. Your money is insured, so you will be all set. That link will be pinned in the top of comments and link down below. Again, thank you guys so much for positive comments and 7K subs. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.